Okay, great. Welcome back to another episode of the Movie Mob Podcast. My name is Nick. Joining me virtually, but you can feel it just the same. Mr. Matt Sampson and Mr. RJ Carreri. Thanks, guys, for being here.
Thank you.
Happy to be here, man.
So we're talking about A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, episodes 3 of 4 and 5, which have dropped so far. We got one episode left. Matt and I spoke about episodes 1 and 2. RJ, would you like to give us your take on the first 2 episodes to get us caught up to this point?
I sure would, Nick. Good start. Good start to the season. I think I texted Matt. Both of you guys watched this before me.
That's right.
I was not quick. To be honest with you, I wasn't in any rush to watch it. I read the book like a while back, so I really kind of forgot most of it, but I remember it being good.
Loser.
You do.
And I was a little. I think season 2 of House of the Dragon made us all a little bad taste in our mouth. We weren't too happy with that, so I wasn't too excited. However, you guys gave rave reviews. Everyone around was giving rave reviews. I stepped in. I enjoyed it. I thought the first 2 definitely a tonal switch, right? 30-minute episodes, a little more fun, cheeky scenes, but I liked it. But then
especially episode 2.
Oh my God.
Let me tell you. But then we're going to talk about it, but those later episodes, you started to see that tone shift to more of the Game of Thrones we know. But I thought it was great. I think the writing's been great, casting's been great. I'm excited to talk about it.
Same here. Matt, what did you think of so let's back up a little bit here, because I did just finish watching the other day. Episode 5 just dropped. But let's go back in time a little bit. Episode 3, because these episodes, we were talking about it last time, Matt. These episodes are short. They're short. They're quick hitters, which we like.
No, Nick, that's what I like about the show the most is like it knows what it is. It's not trying to be anything more or anything less. There's zero filler. It's just meat and potatoes. And no, that's what I like. Episode 3, they get right to it. If I'm not mistaken, that's the episode where the girl he likes puts on the play and he defends her, right?
Yep.
Yes, he defends her, but we don't know everything until episode 4. Episode 4 is a big reveal episode, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's definitely building up. But yeah, no, they put on a play, the girl that he likes, the giantess, if you will. Big, like RJ would say, big
Irish.
Big Irish.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep. She's big, he's big, everybody's big. Sir Arlen's big. He's enormous.
Oh, that guy's.
Yeah. Hey.
Guys.
Yep. No, but they put on a play, and then something happens where can you just remind me, episode 3, does the main guy gets offended or something?
Well, she's stabbing in the play, she stabs a dragon.
That's what it is.
It's an offense to the Targaryen family. You can't.
And I feel like this has got to be like some sort of traveling show that they do. I was telling a buddy of mine, I was telling him, I said, if we lived back in this time period, this would be my job, would be doing the entertaining on the stage, which I think is great. But it's kind of cool. There's an ass for every seat in this world. The no indoor plumbing. I would like that. That would be nice. Be that as it may, the Targaryen guy comes in right at the end, and I feel like it was set up to be, because everybody loves these shows that they're doing, these performances, and I feel like it was set up to be, when she stabs the dragon, a big cheering, round of applause type thing that obviously they didn't get, because this guy, he is the dragon. He is a dragon.
Right. Yeah, and to that point, like a lot of people, I feel like at this point are like kind of sick of the Targaryens. Like anything, like the commoners, like what they've done, they have the expression like you flip a coin for like a Targaryen if they're going to be like fucking insane and like kill everybody. And so the commoners, aren't the biggest Targaryen fans, and it's just bad luck that they happen to be in town, and that guy, I forget his name, like the prick's son or nephew. Yeah. I feel like he's really the only one. Yeah, he's really the only one that would have taken offense. Like, of all the Targaryens that are in the show, he's really the only one that seems like a prick. All the other ones seem all right, I
was gonna say, this is a cool, I like this period of Game of Thrones, because it's like they say in one of the episodes, it's a period of peace. There's not a lot of war going on. The Targaryens are actually holding down the dynasty post the Blackfire Rebellion, which I hope they get into because that's a really cool thing. And there's no dragons, right?
Yeah, the
Which is cool. The dragons are gone, not the spoil house of the dragon, but that's kind of, this is post that. So, yeah, I agree with you, Matt. I think the Targaryens, they get great characterization. I feel like they've nailed it. Even in House of the Dragon, all the Targaryen castings,
Good.
I think they've nailed. They all feel individual.
Dude, even their armor this season has been looking sick.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you guys notice that, like the drip has been A1 this whole season. Like even the
Is it episode 4 or 5? Actually, it might even have been episode 2, where he goes and talks to the big guy who's going to build his armor. He has to sell the horse to get the money for the armor.
That's a good scene.
It's a great scene. I like that guy a lot. The blacksmith. He was pretty cool.
He's a solid dude.
Well, the smith of color, whatever. But he was he's a cool character. A lot of really cool characters throughout this series, I would say. So episode 3, they end with this defense of the girl, and I don't think it's revealed until episode 4 that Egg is he's also a Targaryen.
Right? It happens right at the end of that episode.
Scene, he's like, "I'll tell father." Whatever.
Right, and he goes, "Don't touch him." Right. So anyway, so then we go into episode 4, and he requests a trial by combat.
7.
And a lot of people kind of jump in, and they're ready. I guess it ends with them getting ready for the trial by combat, because all these episodes, I mean, you could watch them all. I guess back to back might be a little hefty of a task.
I was gonna say, if this was normal Game of Thrones, I definitely think these episodes could be like combined, a lot of them. But I see what they're trying to do. They're doing like little chapters, you know what I'm saying? Which I'm not opposed to. Yeah.
No, I think it's great. I think it's great. Yeah, I like it a lot. Episode 5. At first, I was afraid. I was petrified, and then I came back.
The flashback.
I didn't know what was happening. It was like a lot. I gotta say, we've been saying this whole time that we've been recording that these are quick hitter episodes, but I will say, for a short, small episode, they packed a lot into that episode 5.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, because I feel like shows in the past have done that, where they throw in like a filler episode, and we've been conditioned to be like, "Oh, here we go. This is the filler." But I agree with you. They threaded in nicely, I think.
Yeah, I couldn't believe how much they packed in. Matt, go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, sometimes I feel like too, what I like, to your point, like shows when they do flashbacks, sometimes they come off kind of cheap. They don't really work. And I feel like in this show, I didn't know, what I'd think of them, but I actually really enjoyed the flashbacks. And like, now you kind of understand like why and how Dunn came to be like what he is, just from that flashback with like the girl. And you understand why he reveres and has so much love and respect for Sir Arlen now, when everyone else thinks he's just like a drunk fool. It's because he stood in, and the guy who killed the little girl he loved, like he avenged her. So I
don't know if they loved each other, but there was, they were companions.
Yeah.
They were the only 2 left. They witnessed some horrific stuff right after the battle. RJ, is that battle in the flashback? Is that what you're talking about, where all the dragons were gone? Is that the end of that war, or what is it?
No, how this takes place 80 years before Game of Thrones, and it takes place like around 80 years after House of the Dragon. So at the end of House of the Dragon, the dragons will be gone. So that series is where the dragons die. And then the Blackfire Rebellion was basically there was like a civil war again, where a bastard son of the king rebelled against the family. So that's where there's some black-haired Targaryens, how Baelor has black hair.
Right.
There was just a civil war between a bastard of the king and the true heir. And that's that was the war that was, but there were no dragons there. Yeah.
I see. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. The poor Baelor with his hair. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah. Not much of it left.
Yeah, I'm still a big fan of the Baratheon guy with the horns on his head, the stag horns. Big fan.
He's the best character in the show.
He's my favorite. I'd be his
Love
best friend.
Baratheon.
Yep, love a Baratheon. All of them. They're all great.
Yeah.
What's it called? Yeah. So then there's this flashback thing where we see, obviously, Arlen of Pennytree saves the day, and it's right after he gets knocked down, and we think he's done because there's only 6 episodes. So I was like, "There's no way that they killed Dunk in the
Episode 5.
in the first 5 minutes of this, episode 5."
He took some hits.
Oh,
he
worked.
bro, he is getting beat
Yeah.
around the bush.
Fuck down.
Mhm.
And he does kind of give up for a second, and then we see Sir Arlen kind of flash in and say, "Get up."
I thought that was awesome, dude. I don't
That's great.
love that, dude.
It was great. I love these little flashes of things. I think they're great. They keep you on your toes.
They're not giving you the full story right out the gate, which I appreciate.
Right, but they don't do it in a confusing way. I mean, you're talking about
No,
this
yeah.
is the House of the Dragon. By the end of that series, all the dragons are gone. I mean, the way that they take so long to make the fucking thing, by the end of that series,
I know.
we'll all be gone. They won't have a new.
Well, the whole thing with House
You
of the
know?
Dragon is like we would talk about season 2, and every week we would say, "Oh,
Yeah.
well, let's just get till next week. Get till next week." This shows the opposite. It's like this shit right now is cooking.
No,
Yeah.
it shows that they're doing more with 30 minutes than House of the Dragon did with an hour in that second season there.
Yeah.
Can we just divert the conversation for a minute? If you know, RJ, do you know anything about the crew and everything? People who were involved in the making
I
of
know-
this?
So I know that George R.R. Martin was way more heavily involved in this show. And I don't know if you saw that article that came out like a month ago, but him and Ryan Condal, the head showrunner of House of the Dragon, had a huge
Fight.
I don't know if they fought, but basically he stopped taking George's notes, and he basically was non-existent in House of the Dragon season 2, which now, having looked back at that, it shows.
Right.
So I know Ryan Condal also produced this show too. He was somewhat involved, but I think they have a different showrunner, and I know that George is more involved.
Yeah, well, it
Yeah.
shows. It's great. It's great to have George on board.
And I'm not fully out on House of the Dragon, but I definitely like that.
This is a make or
season
break
2.
season.
It is a make or break season. I would
Yeah.
agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think House of the Dragon's like one. We all like season 1, and we all didn't like season 2. So season 3 is like, it's kind of make or break. Like if this sucks, like I'm probably out. But like I give it could be good, and I'll be back in. Like this make or break
Yeah.
season 3.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. I want to say like where does this story end up with episode 6? But RJ's already read the books, so I don't want to.
I honestly though, I forget. The only thing I remembered from the books was that Egg was Aegon, but everything else, like I forgot about Baelor and all that stuff. So it's been long enough to where I've enjoyed it. I don't remember.
There are 3 books, right?
So it's one book, but there's like 3 different tales.
Okay.
So this is the first tale. I don't honestly remember what happens in the other 2. So they got at least 3 seasons here.
That's when I looked into it. It said, yeah, it looks like they're planning on 3 seasons. Like each season's gonna be one tale.
And George is supposed to write another one, but we know how he operates.
This guy's full of shit.
Yeah. So
Right. I will say that Baelor at the end there, that was a great scene, and they rips
was
the
fun.
helmet off.
yeah.
Man, I was just destroyed. It's so crazy to have such short episodes and be so emotionally invested in characters right away. Like that, you're sitting there going, "Oh, come on," like
Yeah, I like Baylor, and he didn't have to do that. Like he's handed a kid, like he didn't have to do that at all. But he's like,
I know.
prick, and this guy's a true knight, and I'm going to do the right thing.
He's probably the most honorable Targaryen we've ever seen.
Yeah, no, he's
Yeah.
a good dude.
Like he made an impact. Like he's one of my favorite characters, I think, in any of the series. Like I really
Already Baylor, the Baratheon guy with the curly hair in this season, fucking Dunk, already 3 of my favorite characters. Like
Lionel.
such a short amount of dude. You know what I like about Lionel, the Baratheon guy, is he likes to drink, he likes to have a good time, but like when shit hits the fan, like he's ready to rock.
Yeah.
Like he was
Kind of like
ready-
Robert.
Yeah, dude. It's such a good show, and the characters. You're right. That's what makes a really good show, man. For me, is like if I'm invested in the characters, like that makes all the difference. I got to care about if the characters are living and dying. There got to be stakes,
Well, I was going to
Sure.
connect it to that. You guys, I wonder if you'll agree, because I've been thinking about this. I'm like, why? like, why are we so already more invested in this show than House of the Dragon? I do think it is because, like, we have characters that we like. Like in House of the Dragon, like, can you really pick out from that group someone you really like?
Who was the king? Season 1,
Right,
And he
right.
did,
And Damon, but even Damon does stuff that's a little like
yeah. and
like
his-
no, I don't think there's a lot of likable guy in that one. Like everyone's kind of morally like
right.
fucked up.
Yeah,
Right.
no, really, just the king was like the only one I was like, yo,
And in
I
Game of Thrones, you had people you could get behind.
Game
I
of
think
Million,
Yeah.
Ned, Rob, John, fucking Arya, Million, all the Starks, basically.
Mhm.
Right, but even still with that, like if you're, let's say you're new to it, if you haven't read the books or anything, like I remember, you got to kind of get through. There's a lot in Game of Thrones. You know, if you're watching
Yeah.
season 1 and you've never seen it before, you got to wait till episode 4 or 5 to be like into it.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying with with a series like this, where it's only 6 episodes for the story. You got to be able to wrap these people into these characters right away, and they did it. I mean, they did a great job.
Yeah.
So, no, I'm looking forward to episode 6. I feel. You know, what are you going to do? I think Dunk did the right thing. Personally, I don't know if it would have been a good move to kill the Targaryen guy. It was good that he gave up and you know said, "Hey, you know, you give up. Tell him you give up."
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. What was I going to say? There was something else in this that kind of stuck out to me.
I
Episode.
thought there was that one shot where he's charging and they go like into his helmet. and then
Oh,
you get the
I was
POV.
going to bring this
So
up.
sick.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was going to
Yeah.
bring this up. Can you imagine? Your whole view of everything is this. It's all you can
Yeah.
see.
that's what I was thinking. I was like, that was a realistic, like, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
And
the fuck?
Nick, you'll appreciate it too. I saw something they were talking about the like shooting that scene, and that the reason they made it so foggy is because their budget was so low that they had to like mask everything around it. But I think the fogginess like totally added to the vibe of it. Yeah.
Dirty.
absolutely.
That morning mist. Yeah.
It was
I thought that was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I totally agree. I think it's great. I love that Dunk is he's not overly aggressive. Like he's kind of a giant puss a little bit, you
Yeah.
know.
He's a
Strong,
you know.
strong, big boy, strong, but he's not an aggressive, like he's not a bad person. And
Yeah, he doesn't
I
have
think
that killer instinct, you know.
yeah, I think he struggles a lot with what he's been trained to do and has to do versus what he wants to do, which I think is a great, you know, dynamic. I don't know. I like him a lot.
And you can tell that I like how they work in, like, he's got a lot of like trauma. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, it was the girl, like, growing up, she died, and then living in Flea Bottom, being alone,
But-
and then Sir Arlen died. Like, it's just trauma, this whole guy's life, you know?
I agree with you, and I'm not gonna lie. Typically, I don't like stuff like that. At least the way they've been doing it the last 10 years, I would say. Whenever there's trauma with a character, I'm sure you guys will agree with this. But whenever there's trauma with a character, it's like finger waggy. Like people have to, this is really how people would be dealing with that kind of shit. You got to keep pressing forward. You got to
That's
keep moving on and dealing with the stuff because the stuff that happened, it existed. Okay, fine, but that doesn't mean you just give up and lay down.
Mhm.
Yeah, you keep going.
Yeah,
you keep it
it's
scary.
pretty
Like,
cool.
He's like, he gets scared and nervous, but he has to keep going, you know?
And like, don't we all? I mean, we're not all, fighting people on horseback, but at the same time, it's like we all go through shit. We're all like nervous, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this, pull this off. You got to push through. You got to at least try,
Mhm.
So I think that's a cool message. I like that there's a hero. Finally, we need stronger male heroes again. Where the fuck have they gone?
Right.
Someone to get behind.
So. Yeah, absolutely. I like it. I think it's going to be an interesting end. I hope they kind of wrap everything up nicely, or at least set us up for the next story, whatever it is. I thought he was gonna kick it. Maybe he does in the last episode. I don't know, but
What do you? I think the actor. I think all the actors have been great, but I think that the egg has been really good.
For a
Yeah.
child,
for
You
a
never
kid?
knew. Yeah, he's been fantastic.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I complain, RJ, to you about movies, the dialogue and stuff quite often, at least recently anyway. But all of the little, usually in film and TV, Matt, I want to know if you agree with this or not. They try and write in all of these like little side comments to be funny for the viewer at home, and Normally they don't work to me. Normally they don't work. They come off phony. They're not funny. They're kind of bullshit. Everything in this feels so like my TV screen is a window. Like I feel like it's just like they're really these people. You know, they're really good.
Because they don't really have time to bullshit either.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's like Marvel, dude. Everything in Marvel, every other line is like a joke. You know, like a punchline. Even the serious situations. Like you're right. Like this feels like it's literally like you're watching from outside the window. I agree with that.
After they watched the first opening of the tournament where the guy was riding around on the horse and he bites the head off the fish. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
So then later after that ceremony, Dunk's kind of messed up in the head and Egg is like reenacting it. He's being a kid, you know? And there's a moment there where he sees that Dunk is not he's not having it. He's kind of upset about something. He doesn't know what, but he's upset about something. And he goes, well, I thought it was cool. The fish thing was kind of gross or whatever. I just thought it was great. Like, it's a great moment for a kid trying to, like, what did you think of you know? Like, I don't know.
Right.
Shit like that. It's the little things. It's always the little things that get me. And you're right.
Eating breakfast together, that one episode. They had, like, the big goose eggs.
Yeah.
Like, just, I don't know, like, I love their relationship. You're right. Like, little stuff like that. I think.
He goes, is it strange that I've got hair growing out of my stones? And Dunk goes, it's strange that you're telling me.
Yeah.
What a great
but I think that's the fact that their relationship works is why the show works, because I mean that's it. Like this show is never gonna have like those House of the Dragon throne stakes.
True.
Like with a big war. So like it's good that they nailed that. You know?
Yeah. Well, it's funny. Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine. I don't even really understand. Can one of you explain to me the point of this tournament thing? Like, I thought knights were like soldiers. They trained to go into battle. What is the point of they're doing this tournament?
Oh, it's like a tourney. They just throw
festival, like festival on Cabot Street, just like the people going.
Okay, it's a little more dangerous, I would say. People are dying.
Shit. Well, remember in the first season of House of the Dragon, they throw that big tourney because there's that one, but in House of the Dragon, they throw the tourney because what's his name? Viserys's wife is having a child. So they throw a big tourney, and remember she dies in childbirth. I think it's just like a celebration thing. You know,
right, let's kill each other. Let's celebrate by killing each other.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they don't always
glory. A chance for glory,
I will say it's got to be an interesting thing when you don't have technology of any kind. Like we have it so good. We complain about everything all the time, but like we have it so good. Imagine living back in a time where the entertainment is people cutting each other's heads off. You know, that's hey, what are you gonna do? I was gonna go watch that guy get impaled.
Yeah,
you know.
I
think it's great.
What was I gonna say? I just feel like we're back.
No, dude.
Yeah,
that's what I was gonna say. It feels good to find like feel good about like being in Westeros. Like this show's got me like excited again. Like this past weekend, I went back and I just watched like 3 or 4 random episodes of Game of Thrones. Like season 3, I was like, we're fucking back.
Doesn't it feel? It feels more like that like primetime Thrones season 3 and 4, like than House
Appointment
of the Dragon
TV,
has, right?
It does.
Appointment television.
House of the Dragon almost feels like it's like trying to be game. It's like trying too hard.
Yes.
Well, see, you know what's interesting? Like, I think House of the Dragon season 1, I think benefited from they had to cover so much with those time jumps that they didn't have time to like dive into those deep, quiet scenes. And then we saw in season 2 when they had no time jumps, I think the writing suffered because they had to like do those scenes. But here they're pulling it off, right? I mean,
yeah, no, I think it's great.
This season's flowing very nicely.
Yeah. I think go ahead, go.
Well, I was just gonna say at the end of episode 4, like when Baelor comes in, you have that kind of that Oberyn moment when he's like, "I will be your champion." And then the throne theme, they've been holding it the whole time. They finally let it flow. Like I was just like, "Oh shit, we're back."
No, dude, they've had some good cliffhangers at the end of the episodes. That reveal he's a Targaryen. This one, Baelor dying, and like Thrones, like early on Thrones, like they would always end on like a cliffhanger. Yeah. It'd be like Tyrion, like I want a trial by combat, or it'd be like, "Oh, I'll be your champion," or like Jamie gets his hand cut off. It'd always be some shit. You'd be like, fuck, I gotta watch the next episode right now.
Right.
Yeah, no, 100%. I agree with you. I also think that there's a similar, even though the season itself is shorter, 6 episodes, it's got that similar arc to the Game of Thrones, or even season 1 of House of the Dragon. Like you have nothing, and then it turns into something big at episode, right before the end of it, and then they'll have a tie-up at the end. And I really like that. I think it makes it easier to view anyway, for me.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to see what the finale is. We're all gonna have to come back, I'm sure, and talk about the way it ends.
100%. Dude, I'm sad it's ending. I'm like, fuck already.
I know.
Well, I think it's also I think it's a weight off the shoulders too, because I think with how season 2 of House of the Dragon was, I think it was also like a fear of, if this show doesn't work, they might have like dropped the ball now twice in a row.
Yeah.
But I think the fact that this is landing makes me more optimistic.
Yeah, I would even go so far as to say King's Landing.
Yeah, right. Well, did you see the yeah, thank you. Did you see the news yesterday that came out about
No, what happened?
Aegon's conquest?
What the hell is that, Aegon?
Well, they've been developing it originally.
There's like 19 Aegons.
No, the first one. So, like the story of the first Targaryen that comes to Westeros and conquers Westeros.
All right.
Now, supposedly, this is going to be like a 2-hour epic movie that they're going to make instead of a show, which I think is interesting. That's what they're developing, like Lord of the Rings style budget. Like, I like that, because Aegon's conquest really isn't like a 5-season thing, because he kind of comes in and he just kills everyone. But I think it could be a good movie. So I'm excited. If we get Thrones in the theater, the people will show up.
They probably had a bunch of projects like just on like the cutting room floor. Like there's like probably like endless ideas.
Well, it seems like now they're going to be alternating. Like, you're going to get 1 season of this show. Next year, we're going to get season 3 of House of the Dragon. And then we're going to get season 2 of this.
That's
if
good.
Season 3 does well.
I would just be careful with that though, because that's like the Star Wars, like Marvel shit. And like eventually, like people like just start like, eventually like, new Star Wars show. Like people stop caring because there's 5 new Star Wars shows. So it's not really a special.
Right. But I will say,
the
Star Wars, though, the quality was bad.
Well, yeah, if you hit on
okay, but House of the Dragon season 2, the quality was bad too.
No, it was, but it's not like unsalvageable.
Right.
Yeah. Like Star Wars now is like unsalvageable. I went to the movies the other night and they played the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer, and I said, "What the fuck are we doing?"
Oh, dude, I forgot about that. They're still doing that.
I mean, it literally looks like just one of the episodes of TV show they're putting in theaters. Like, it's so sad what they've done. It really is.
Yeah, across the board, RJ, they're really not doing. Not even just with this IP. The movies, they're just things are falling apart. I don't know how to.
Kathleen Kennedy finally stepped down after just destroying the entire thing.
Dude,
a little too late. But
but
that's what I'm saying. Like I do agree with you, Matt. Like, there is such thing as like oversaturating it. But if they keep it to like one season a year, as long as the quality's good, like, I think you still maintain that. I think it's when the writing goes downhill, like, that's where you lose people.
Yeah.
And I think it helps too that these shows are so different. This show, you have 30-minute episodes. I think you got to have some contrast.
Because Game of Thrones was like, I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen a show with like a larger scale in terms of like all the different places, characters, stakes, and everything. And so like House of the Dragon, I feel like it's trying to do that a little bit, and it's just not hitting the same. But like a smaller story is like, I feel like easier to hit on, and that's what I like about this show too. It's really, you said it earlier, it's really the whole basis of the show is just a relationship between Dunk and Egg. And I think they nailed that, and I think that's why the show's good primarily.
I mean, hindsight's 2020. I feel like they probably should have led with this show.
I don't know. I gotta tell you, House of the Dragon was the first season. It was pretty good. It was pretty decent. I like that story. They dropped the ball. What are you gonna do? And they could, God forbid, but they could do the same thing with season 2 of this show. They could drop the ball there too. You don't
know. Yeah.
A lot of people that I've talked to don't feel as aggressively as we do about season 2 of House of the Dragon.
RJ, a lot of
But,
people
yeah.
that we know on Earth don't feel as aggressively about anything as we do.
No,
But
I
go
know.
ahead.
But like the more casual fans, I think didn't like they're not up in
Up and
heels
out.
over it. But I also don't think it has the following that Thrones did either. Like people aren't water cooler talking about that show.
Yeah, the whole world was
No.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah. But I
No.
felt it more so with this show.
Okay, I have a question. It's a little bit off topic, but to kind of wrap it up, though, just
Sure.
because we're in after next week, we'll be in between seasons. There's a lot of stuff going on,
Mhm.
but just for the hell of it, do we think, like RJ just mentioned, that there's going to be a potential Thrones-esque movie coming out
Mhm.
and more seasons of other stuff? Does whoever buys Warner Brothers, does that change anything with regard to the lineups and the movie releases, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? Like if Netflix buys Warner Brothers, if that goes through, are they not going to do a Game of Thrones movie? That's kind of where my mind.
Well, I don't typically like I know when there's like a change of ownership like that, typically like if a movie's far along development, they'll still do it.
Yeah.
So it depends on how far like it seems like they're still in early stages. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, every time we feel like someone's gonna actually go through and buy it, then they say,
Yeah,
just
no,
kidding,"
no,
and they
no.
come back. Yeah, right. So, no, I don't know. I just wanted your thoughts on that.
I do think they'll keep HBO as like a moniker for sure. I don't think they'd be stupid enough to not like remove the HBO name from
No,
anything.
the thing that made me think of it was when you said Game of Thrones movie in theaters, and I was like, well, if
Mhm.
Netflix buys it, I don't see
Yeah,
that
right.
happening.
Maybe. Yeah, no, it's a fair point.
Yeah, unfortunately, but either way, it would be a cool thing to go and to see.
No, I'm not opposed to it. I think if it's done right.
On the screen. Yeah, it would be great.
Right,
Yeah. Get
right.
Cavill in there as Aegon, maybe.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, if Paramount buys them, they'll say that this movie was promised to them 3,000 years ago. So what are you gonna do?
There you go.
You gotta-
There he is.
Anyway,
Yeah.
no, I think it's great. I love this show. I love this season. I love that it's not. One of the biggest problems for me with House of the Dragon, I got to tell you, is that it's too similar, I would say, to Game of Thrones. It's far away time wise, but it's also like
It's trying to be Game of Thrones.
same families, same issues, same. I hate these people. I hate those people. You know what I mean? Same
Mhm.
bullshit.
Yeah.
It's just a knockoff Game of Thrones, essentially.
It's trying
That's
to
why
be, just everything is just not as good.
Right.
That's why I'm wondering if they had put this in between them. If
Right.
it would
Right.
have been different.
Tweener.
That's
Yeah.
really actually a very valid point.
I don't know.
But
do you know them? It's kind of like what the Marvel movies did after Endgame. They wanted to like keep the momentum going. Like it's got to be big, and they almost should have just taken a back seat for a minute.
Yeah, they wanted to
Just
keep your
taking
foot in the
their time.
gas. Fucking
Yeah.
sometimes you gotta slow it down and then you ramp back up. And then you slow it and then you ramp back. You know what I mean?
it's
Yeah.
true. It's true. No, I hear you. Well,
Mhm.
either way,
We'll get it.
we will be covering it all,
That's right.
and we'll definitely be back next week to talk about the finale, but both the good and the bad,
That's right.
and everywhere in between. And RJ, thanks so much for joining us on this one. We appreciate
Sure.
it.
Good to be
Matt,
back.
as always,
Thanks, man.
of course. And I think that's good. You guys have anything else before we bounce out of here? Or what?
We got House of the Dragon season 3 this summer.
Wait, is it this summer?
Yeah, man.
Oh, really?
So I think they said late summer. So I think it was like August. They were
Wait, when did this show start? This year?
January. It was like early
Oh,
January.
wow. So they're doing 2 in 1 year.
Yeah, so that'll be
I was assuming House of the Dragon was next year.
no, I think it's late summer, they said, so probably maybe like August range. So
Well, there you go. So again, then this summer we'll have more to talk about. I guess we'll have a lot. Actually, to be honest with you, we'll have a lot more to
Okay.
talk about.
that's right.
Okay.
That's right.
No, I think it's great. We will we'll schedule a time. We'll come back next week and we'll get that finale going. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and we'll see you then. RJ, you want to sign us out?
How you doing?